What's up? What's up? What's up? It's Herb Hill to Keep It Your Podcast. How's everybody doing? Hopefully everybody's good. Today is Friday. Um, y'all stay safe out there, whatever y'all doing, and keep your head up. But it's been a good week. Uh, it's my last Friday before I turn 32. Shoot, I got a couple more. What's today? The 11th. I got about 17 more days, I think. Probably gonna be less than that before my daughter comes, but man, I'm just trying to enjoy these days before become a parent times four. Life about to, I wouldn't say get interesting because I've been through it 4 times. It's just you never know. Every child is different, so I try not to have plans or set my mind to a certain type of child because you don't know. You know, you think, oh, this girl's gonna be easy. I don't think anything anymore. I'm just like, whatever happens, and that's the way it's gonna go. I can't control any narrative in my mind. I can't make up a scenario in my mind of how my child would be or how parenthood for the 4th time would be, or having a 4th child with 4 children, like how that would be. Like, I don't know. So we'll see when I get there. But speaking of children, I saw this situation that happened. I don't know if it happened yesterday or sometime this week or last week, but the story broke from what I heard yesterday. I had heard about it yesterday where this Asian man had shot this young black kid. Now, the little kid is alive. He shot him in the arm. The little kid is alive, but he said the man, I guess the kid was trying to get his bike off the guy's lawn. It was at the edge of his lawn. And he went to go get his bike, and the man chased him with a sledgehammer. For one, that's messed up. 2, he deserves all the punishment. And 3, like, for what? Why are you chasing a black kid for getting his bike? And this was caught on camera, too, so I wish somebody would. I don't know all the facts. I just seen what I seen on the camera, but from what I heard from the story was the kid was trying to get his bike. And the guy chased him with a sledgehammer. Then he shot the kid from his window. So, he shot the kid in the arm. All right? So, now I'm talking about children. Now, I don't know what I would do if somebody harmed my child. I know what I think I would do, but I have no idea what I would do in that moment. And, you know, I have to defend my children and protect my children from all harm, from anyone coming against them, harming them, taking advantage of them, or anything of that nature. And I suppose I will always be that type of parent. But what's crazy is that there are people in this world that want to harm children. This man shot a kid who didn't pose a threat, wasn't trying to do anything. You know what I mean? And here we are talking about Asian hate. Just last week, they showed a black man punching a woman in the face, an old Asian woman. But this ain't running across the news where an old Asian man shoots a young black kid. That ain't running across the news today, talking about black hate. You get what I'm saying? These narratives, man, that these people are creating is very toxic. And any black person that's standing in alignment with Asian hate, when Asians don't stand up for us, they never have. They don't got our back. They don't have our best interest. They exploit you every chance they get. They think our skin is dirty and filthy, you know what I'm saying? So, and then they sell you your hair care products. They sell you everything that you buy, all the chemicals that you put in your head, all the fake weaves and wigs and all that stuff. Yet, y'all still stand in alignment with these people, you know. And I made a joke a long time ago of saying that black women would have the hardest time separating themselves from Asians, but Asians already separated from us. They make money off of us. Y'all go into their stores, eat their MSG filled foods, and buy their chemical filled makeups and weaves and all that stuff, and And I'm not saying Asian people are bad. I'm just saying with this Asian hate thing, this narrative that they're creating is not good. It's fake. It's phony. When have you ever heard of Asian hate? And I'm not being divisive. If these people are going through something that I don't see, and I'm not dismissing that they're going through something, but I'm saying for them to get a whole new playbook in life and this whole fake, like, I haven't seen it. I grew up around Asians my whole life, so you know what I mean? Every area I lived in, I've seen nothing but Asian people. Not nothing but Asian people, but I've seen Asian people in every area that I've lived in my whole life, and I haven't seen them go through anything. You know what I mean? They got stores, they got restaurants, they got corner stores, you know what I'm saying? And restaurant, like, just all these different things. And I've lived in a couple places, and I haven't seen it. I just haven't seen it. I've never seen a homeless Asian person in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think about these things, like Asian hate. Where is it? But I don't see nobody talking about this young black kid that was shot. I don't see none of these people that were in alignment with this Stop Asian Hate stuff. I don't see them speaking out on this young kid that was getting shot. Where's Black Lives Matter? He ain't dead, but where's Black Lives Matter? When this pops up, I see Al Sharpton is aligning himself with the Stop Asian Hate. You know what I mean? Like, where the ball players, the entertainers, the actors, the YouTubers, I've seen it. So where is it for this young black kid? He's not dead. He's alive. Now, why do we wait till somebody's dead to stand up? Why do we wait till somebody gets killed to stand up? Why don't we stand up now while they're alive and do something about it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to figure out, and it's just me, my lonely mind in a corner, and I'm trying to figure out what I can do and how I can do it. And don't tell me about voting. That ain't gonna change a goddamn thing. That ain't gonna change anybody from doing anything that they want to do. So you telling me people gotta stop thinking about a participation award, thinking that, I'm not saying it doesn't fix things. I'm saying that's not gonna solve the problem. We have to solve these problems. I don't rely on politicians. I don't trust these reptilians. I don't. And if you put your trust in these reptilians that have your best interests, then you got problems. I'm saying we have to protect each other from others and each other sometimes. You know what I mean? And I'm not just saying just black people. I'm just saying people in general. Like, we got to have each other's best interests. And it's like, we live in a world where we live amongst people, but you have disdain for them because they look a certain way or they dress a certain way or your perception of them is flawed. So you treat these people like they're scum of the earth, and it's like, how is that even a thing? Because people have these wicked perceptions of black people, like we just sit on our butts and do nothing. Meanwhile, and I spoke on this before, since these stimulus packages have been coming out, black people are leading the pack in starting businesses. So where is this narrative of sitting on your butts, collecting unemployment and welfare and all these benefits? Black people are starting their own businesses, whether they're successful or not. That's an act. I started my second business. I seen my mom start a business. I seen two of my brothers start a business. You know what I mean? And I'm encouraging people to start a business because I know at some point during this time that, you know, these jobs are going to be like, especially now, because now they're cutting the unemployment stuff. So, and I don't see a stimulus coming out no time soon, but what's going to happen is these jobs ain't going to be hiring people, and then people going to be begging for a job wherever, and they're going to be like, no, we only have limited openings, and then it's going to be a shit show. But they can fire you, they can lay you off just like they did before. They just closed, and my last job that I was working like during COVID, like right when it started, they just, I didn't get fired, I didn't get laid off, I didn't even get a call to come back, and they opened up. When they opened up, they were a whole new company. Nobody informed me that they closed or they shut down or they turned into a new company or they merged. Nobody informed me anything. Nothing. So that's how jobs can do you. They didn't say, hey, Harold, are you wanting to come back to work? They didn't ask me if I wanted to come back. They didn't ask me if I quit, if I wanted to stop working there. They didn't ask me anything. I passed there one day and I seen it was a whole new company. And the only reason why I knew my office manager was still there because I seen the truck outside. You know what I mean? So these jobs can do you like that if they wanted to. You know, especially now with this, you know, poke that they have out here. You know, pretty soon they're gonna be trying to say, oh, you can't work here if you don't have the poke. But it's against the law because that's like asking somebody their health records. You can lie and say no, but you know they want proof. Since when did you need proof of something that you got? Have they asked for proof of a flu shot? No. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy the world we living in right now. But I would like to see Black Lives Matter, which I know they're not because they don't represent black people. They represent the sellouts. They represent those cases that's going to make them money because they don't care about justice because that's what all black people want, right? They make it seem like that's all we want is the money and not the justice. I mean, what good is money if you go to jail for being innocent at 15 years old? Let's say 15 years old, you go to jail and you get out at 65. What good is $5 million or $2 million? You lost 50 years of your life. Your girlfriend, your parents is gone, your brothers is gone, your sisters is gone, your grandparents is gone. Everything that you knew back then at 50 years ago, you get out of jail and here you are in 2021. You know what I mean? Like, you go to jail in 1949 or whatever. would it be 59? Whatever, I don't know. I ain't doing the math. Go to jail whenever, and or the 70s, I should say. Go to jail in the 70s. You get out 2021. Everything has changed. Like, what good is that $1 million if you lost 50 years of your life? You know what I mean? You can do a lot with the money, but money don't make up for the time that you lost and the people that you lost and the way that you knew things. Like, money's cool, but it's not. It's a Band-Aid. Because, you know, what happens when you spend it? You broke. And then you got to deal with that pain still. Money's just a Band-Aid. So when somebody's getting killed or hurt or abused or tortured or raped or molested or anything of that nature, paying them is just saying, oh, here, we want you to make yourself feel good. You know what I mean? For what happened to you. But if you don't get justice, you know, it's kind of a double-edged sword. Like, what good is the money if I'm not getting the justice? You're going to give me $2 million, but the person that shot my brother and killed my brother is still free? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense. George Zimmerman's still walking around here. You know, these public human sacrifices that is going on. And you can't trust all these cases, too, because a lot of them have conspiracies tied with them where some of the family members may be, you know, members of a certain fraternity. I got to do your research, man. It's deep. But, you know, I'm not even here to talk about that. I just don't understand how this man can shoot this kid, get a $10,000 bond, and be out free. You know, and some of these cases, these people do things, and the people that support them will pay their bonds and get them released from prison, and they'll be out free. Like, you go kill a black kid, and it'd be like, oh, your bill's $50,000, and people will donate that money to where they out the next morning. And that's crazy that you can donate that kind of money to free a killer based on how you feel about the person that he killed because you think that people of that skin color is all vultures and evil people. It makes no sense. But we got homeless people out here. You pass them up every day. Can't give them $1 because you too stingy. But you can donate $200, $300, $4,000 or $500 to a murderer because he killed a black person. That's how sick this world is, man. And when I get tired of people saying, "Oh, race doesn't exist anymore. Racism doesn't exist." Yes, it does. It's a lot, very strong, very bold. People they're not bold with it. They're very timid with it, but any chance they get to expose themselves, they'll do it. And I don't look at everybody like, "Oh, you're racist, you're racist, you're racist." That's not even what I'm talking about. It's just those type of people that support people, evil people. Evil people support evil people, and that's the world we live in. All these people that we look at on the TV, they're not good, man. I saw a video today of this man was talking about DMX, and I don't agree how he was saying it because that ain't our job to judge where somebody went. And I'm often guilty of that as well because I'm looking at what you put out. Now, out of all rappers, he's the only one that DMX. He's the only one that actually spoke of God, but speaking of God and living for God is two different things. When you have an album cover covered in blood and you got songs about the devil and then you praying to God, it's kind of misleading. Very misleading to people like me because I'm like, which is it? Are you a man of God? Or are you intertwined with the devil? Because if you intertwine with the devil and you're trying to find God, that means you're lukewarm. I mean, we're all sinners. I don't know that man's heart. I don't know where he is. That ain't my job to judge. But I'm saying, like, a lot of the people out here that we see that are passed away, or even the people that are alive, you see what they're doing. Like, for instance, LeBron James. I was a fan of his. I'm not a fan of his no more. And it's not because of his religious, or not his religious, but his decisions. No, that's a big part of it. You know what I mean? That's a big part of it because I gave my life to the Lord in 2014, and around 2016 I started to see things that I saw before, but I kind of ignored it. Him and his hand signs and all that stuff, and the whole NBA does it. So it's like nowadays, after Kobe Bryant passed away, I'm really not a big fan of sports, even though I watch it still. I watch it just because it's on and it's something to watch, and I don't watch much TV. Other than that, I watch basketball, maybe Impractical Jokers and X-Files, if that. Maybe an episode of The Boondocks here and there. But that's it, literally. I don't watch much else. And, like, the hand signs and all these things, like, I just saw, 2-3, his number is 23. Now, 2 times 3 is 6, right? Yeah. 2 times 3, his number 23. 2 times 3 is equals 6. And then he's changing his number to 6. Now, I feel like because he got bounced from the playoffs, he didn't have no devil juice in him. So now he's changing his number to number 6 as an ode to Satan again. So if LeBron James wins a championship next year, you know why. You know what I mean? Like, Kobe wore 24. 2 plus 4, 6. Michael Jordan wore 23. 2 times 3, 6. I think Michael Jordan wore 45 too, but I was thinking somebody wore 15. I don't remember who it was, but like, I'm not talking bad about these guys. I'm just seeing I'm telling you what I see, and it's out there. It's public knowledge. Now, before the games, LeBron throws up the devil horns or the sixes, pats his chest, does the little Wakanda sign sometimes, and that means something in Freemasonry as well. You know what I mean? I remember watching this interview, and I've been trying to find it. I can't find it, but this is during The Last Dance when this stuff was coming out. It was a coach talking about Michael Jordan playing them, and like his one of the guys on his team was like shutting Michael Jordan down, or he was scoring a lot of points or something like that. And the guy looked over to Michael Jordan on the bench on the other side of the court, and Michael Jordan looked at him and threw up the devil horns. And then he said, after that, the guy that was either playing defense on him really well or scoring on him really well couldn't do anything. What does that say, man? What does that mean? I know what it means, but people got to wrap their minds around it. This world ain't what we think it is. These people have sold their souls. These people are pleading, not pleading with the devil, but they making deals with the devil for their talent. They're making deals with the devil to do the things that they do. Not just basketball players. Tom Brady said it. His wife is a witch. She sets an altar for him, tells him if he's going to win or not. Who does that? Deontay Wilder, the boxer, he says, even though I don't like Tyson Fury, he said his God gives him the powers to knock people out. Jesus don't do that. He ain't Samson. So he's obviously praising some type of demonic spirit to get this. You know what I mean? Like, think about this stuff, man. This ain't very far-fetched. What is voodoo? What is hoodoo? What is witchcraft? This is what people do. They do these things for personal pleasures or benefits for themselves. That's all this stuff is for. Now, people have done voodoo. People do voodoo all the time. They'll keep somebody around them. They'll bring somebody back that left them. They'll get riches. They'll anything. Get the job that they want. Work up in positions. Like, this, people do these things. So what we see is not far-fetched. Winning championships, getting the what did Kobe Bryant say before he passed away? He said he wants to be, I forgot the word he said. Pretty much praised for his work on the court. And he said this before he passed. I don't think he knew he was going to die, but and then he also had a book where he was talking about witchcraft and channeling demons to enhance your craft, which is his basketball game, but also his witchcraft, wizardry. He said this stuff it's called the Muse or whatever. The Muse Cage. It was a little cartoon. It was a video with him with a little puppet snake. But people ignore everything that you tell them, and they make everything up and think everything is real. Like, we live in a world where you got things flying in the sky that we don't know what it is. Here we are celebrating these days that don't really represent these days. We celebrate Easter. And people that don't believe in Jesus, they go celebrate Easter with their kids, but dipping eggs in different colors and stuff like that, which eggs don't have nothing to do with Jesus. A bunny ain't got nothing to do with no resurrection. So what are we really celebrating? Ishtar? The fertility god? Maybe? Possibly? Think about it. Research it, maybe. Look it up. Christmas. Christmas ain't Jesus' birthday. But what if it is his birthday? Why are you getting a gift? Why is your kids getting gifts? Why are you spoiling your kids and giving them things to make them idolize things? Why are you spoiling your kids? What does a fat white man in a red suit have to do with anything? Whose name is kind of close to Satan, Santa? Like, what does this have to do with Jesus being born? Then we said before that you got Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is the day where the white man slaughtered the Indians. Why are we sitting down being thankful for this feast on this day when you can eat this food every single day you want and be thankful? And then before that, you got Halloween, which is the day of the occult, witchcraft, fear, evilness, and wickedness in the atmosphere. I know that because of the way I live my life, but do you know that Like, you got the same people that go sit in the church, celebrating this day with their kids, and then the next day go to church, or go to church that day and then go outside and trick or treat. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense. Well, we live in a world where everybody's being fooled. Nobody wants to believe it. Everybody wants to act like, oh man, you're just a conspiracy theorist. You know what? I'm gonna put it on a shirt. I'd rather be a conspiracy theorist than a fool. Because if I'm a conspiracy theorist, that means I see everything clearly. If I'm wrong, I can admit that I'm wrong. But a fool will not admit that they're wrong. They're always right. A fool is always right. And the person that tells the truth can tell you when they're wrong, because that's in their truth. You get what I'm saying? We live in a world where these people deal with Satan to get on TV, to get fame, to get love, to get notoriety, to get money, attention, girls, men, whatever it is that they enjoy. They get it, and they give it to Satan. Now look up, I dare you. Whoever's listening, I dare you. Go to Google, DuckDuckGo, Yahoo, wherever your search engine is. Bing, MSN, whatever. Type in celebrities and devil signs. Or sixes, throwing up sixes or devil horns. Type that in and see how many of them pop up. Is that a coincidence? Is that a coincidence? Is that by design? Is that just a Hollywood thing? Because you see it in sports, you see it in wrestling with NWO, Hulk Hogan, Triple H, the Generation X. You see it all the time now. Rock and roll, Paul McCartney and the Beatles. Michael Jackson used to do it. He used to do it upside down. So is that a coincidence that these people are all in these positions of being loved and idolized by common people? But the difference is they bound down to Satan, and we watching them loving them when we ain't supposed to love nobody of Satan, because they can lead you astray. And that's why so many people go follow. That's why so many people are doing that. Now it's into the YouTube world where people, I see a guy that I'm not even gonna say his name because he's still up and coming, but I say his name. His name's like Killer K or whatever. But he's he makes funny skits, and he's funny. And I just saw literally today, I saw his picture, like his profile picture on there, and he's throwing up sixes. He's throwing up the 6 on his default picture on his YouTube page. And I'm like, wow. You can't ignore this stuff. Now, Wakanda sign means something in Freemasonry as well. So to see that being a worldwide trend is very telling. But people don't want to hear that. They call me crazy. They call me names and say I'm just hating and judgmental. But I'll be that. I'll be everything you guys want me to be. But I'm telling you the truth. I have nothing to lie about. I'm nobody in this world. But I'm somebody to Jesus. And at the end of the day, that's all I ever want. I don't want to be nothing to nobody. I don't want to be loved by nobody. I don't want to be supported by everybody. If you care about me genuinely and you love me genuinely, then I wish that you would have my back. But I'm saying, if you don't know me and you don't care about me, I don't care if you don't have my back, if you don't like me or nothing that I say, because I have no reason to lie. I'm not in no industry. I'm doing me, doing my thing, raising my family, my kids, and being with my wife and doing what I have to do every day. So I have no reason to lie to nobody about any of this stuff. And these people with their eyes rolling back and these shapeshifters on TV, people ignore everything. You can give them the proof and tell them what's going on, but they still ignore it. And I used to say when I was like 15, I used to say, man, I feel like everybody's a clone. I was saying that back then. Like, I feel like everybody has the same mind. Nobody is a free thinker. And don't get confused. Don't confuse free thinking with what do they call it? Atheism. Because I seen that yesterday. That was what they used to call atheists, free thinkers. It's like, look, my issue ain't with religion or well, religion's in there as well. That you have different beliefs with different gods. But I said this the other day, you got different beliefs with different gods. When it's kind of the same story, but the devil's the same. Same devil, but different gods. That's just confusion. Let your spirit guide you. Act like you just forget everything you was ever told, forget everything that you ever thought. And ask the Lord to come to you and give you the truth. That's all I can say. I can't tell you what he told me. I can't tell you what I know, because you're going to find a reason to deny it. Because your spirit, if your spirit's going to deny it, then you're not going to hear nothing I say. I can tell you, hey, man, that water's clean to drink. And you're like, I don't know, man. I'm going to go drink this water and go get Ebola or something. You know, and it's just crazy, man. I don't even stress on it no more. I used to get mad that people wouldn't wake up, but a couple movies that I've seen, like They Live and The Body Snatchers, it's like you see these people like trying to wake people up, and it's like nobody cares, and there's only a small group of people that actually do. That's the world we live in, and I'm well aware of that. And my wife sometimes questions me. She'd be like, why do you care to tell people the truth? It's like, because it's a sin to hold the truth. I don't care about waking up 10 million people. I'm saying if I get one person out of 10 million, that's a success for me, because I'm going to tell people about the Lord. I'm going to tell people about Jesus. I'm going to tell people about the God I serve. I'm going to tell people about the things I see. I'm going to tell people about the things I witness. I'm going to tell people about the things I understand, the things I feel, because that's the type of person I am. I can't hold these things in. If we live in a world right now where these people are trying to inject something in you that you don't want in your body, that they're not telling you is not good for you, who am I to sit there and say, oh, I mean, yeah, do whatever you want to do? I'm going to tell you just in case you don't know, in case you are questioning it. Hey, I don't know if I could trust that. Did you hear about this? Did you hear about that? Did you hear about the VAERS reports? Like, did you hear about that? Did you see this? Like, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just saying, hey, just putting that bug in your head. Did you ever hear about this? That's the type of person I am. I can't sugarcoat nothing. I can't lie to you. I gotta tell the truth. That's just who I am. That's what I am. That's the type of man that I am. But people get mad when you tell the truth. Like I said before, you can't talk about Jesus to a sinner who can tell you about, all the escapades. And then here we are now. They can tell you what to get and put on your body and tell you to put on the mask, but you can't tell them no. You can't tell somebody, no, I'm not going to do it. They get offended. You can't tell nobody about Jesus. They get offended. That's not my problem. That's your problem. If you don't want to hear it, you don't got to listen. I'll keep everything I know to myself, and I'm sure many of the people that feel the same way I feel, which there's quite a few people that are coming out of the woodworks that actually feel this way. Some of them I'm shocked. Some of them I'm not. But we live in a world where you cannot tell nobody the truth, because now you got fact checkers fact checking everything that people say, but they don't fact check lies. They don't fact check frauds. They don't fact check agendas and propagandas that these people are trying to push out. They only fact check the truth to make it seem like it's a lie. That's what they do. That's what they've been doing. I figured this all out. The only thing I don't know what to do is where to go next. But what I want to do, for me, what I want to do and what I've been wanting to do is become like a mentor to these younger kids and really just be like a role model for these younger kids wherever. Kind of start a program like that. Like that's something that I want to do because we need to bring up more free thinking individuals. We need to bring up more strong individuals, strong minded individuals that aren't afraid of being themselves, of being truthful with themselves. There's too many people that's living a lie because they're afraid of what people would think of them. And I've been saying this since I was 16 years old, 15, 14 years old. I've always been this way. I just didn't know how I felt. But now I know how I feel. And I want to help those kids that feel this way, that get clowned or joked on or roasted for being a free thinker, for being for not being an ignorant individual, or being baited into being something that they're not, or doing something that they don't want to do. There's a lot of kids right now that don't want to smoke weed, that's doing it because their friends is like, come on, man, do it. You'll be cool. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of young women doing things that they don't want to do because their friends is like, oh, girl, you better do it. It's a lot of people doing that right now, but they're not being truthful with themselves. And I want to be able to help those people that feel that way to develop a voice within themselves, not be their voice, but help them find their voice to where they can say no and stand up for themselves, and also be a free thinker, be a free thinking individual. We need more people like that. Less clones, less mind slaves. Less followers and more leaders. What did it was a rapper said? No offense to nobody, but he said, we need less Indians and more chiefs. We need more leaders, less followers. Point blank and period. But thank y'all for listening. I got to roll. Peace out. Happy Friday.